Alright, well in this bonus video we are going to discuss reporting layouts. And so what I've done is I've come to the income statement and I've gone to reports, income statement, and here we are at the default layout, which is current with the previous 3 months. So one of the really cool things about Xero is that you can customize the reporting. You're not set in stone with a certain type of income statement or balance sheet, but you can take these groupings on the left-hand side, you can switch them up or create subgroupings within these sections to create a report that's totally customized to your business, and it generates figures that make the most sense for your setup. So in this video I'm going to just show you how to do that and give you a rough idea of some of the options you have at your disposal. So what we'll do is we'll go to the bottom here, this layout options button, we'll click the drop down, and you have a few options. You can either edit the current layout, save the current layout, or you can choose a different layout if you've created some layouts already, or you can simply create a new layout, which is what we're going to do today. So once I've clicked to create a new layout, we come to this new income statement layout screen. So the big idea here is we can change the order and the grouping of the report. So there's a couple of non-negotiable sections on every statement, and for the income statement these would be revenue, cost of sales, then operating expenses, operating income and loss, and then other income and expense. So every account or grouping has to at least go within these main bold groupings. And what we can do is we can take accounts from one of these major sections and move them to other sections, or we can even create subgroupings within each section. So here is maybe a couple of options for us. So what I've done is I've created a couple of revenue accounts. So you'll see Amazon refunds, Amazon sales, website refunds, website sales. So let's say we want to split these up and make these a little bit more logical. What we might do is we might take Amazon refunds and sales, we'll select these two, and then we'll create group selected accounts. And so to create a subgrouping, you first have to give it a name. So maybe we'll call this just simply Amazon. And it's going to ask us, well, what section do you want to place this in? So here are those non-negotiable sections like I previously mentioned. So we're going to place this in revenue. And then we have the option to either show a summary or we can show them split together. So do you want to show sales and refunds, or do you want to show the net of sales and refunds? Most of the time it's usually best to not show a summary. So the final option we have is we can define how the accounts are grouped. So if you want to create kind of a account grouping rule, you can say account codes that begin with a certain number or a certain letter. You can automatically group these, or you can simply choose to not automatically add accounts to a grouping. So I generally don't do this, but if you figure out a way that makes sense for your business, go for it. So now that we've done that, we'll click OK. And all of a sudden you see under revenue there's this Amazon section where we have sales and we have refunds. And so maybe we want to create another grouping, and so I'll just click add group, and then it's going to ask us, well, what's the name? So we'll make this the website section. We'll place this in revenue, click OK, and now it's created this section for us, but it's not added anything to the section. So what I'm going to do is click the website sales, the website refunds, and then I'm going to select this move button, and we're going to move this to website. So those are really your two options. You can first click, then add them to a group, or you can create a group and move them later. So now that we have the Amazon section, the website section, I might create kind of a other section, a miscellaneous section. So maybe I'll call this miscellaneous, and I'll place this in revenue, click OK. Well, then now we have a really nice grouping for our revenue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a name for this layout. So we'll maybe call this channel reporting, since we're reporting all our different revenue channels. And one thing I wanted to say is maybe you would prefer a different grouping, so you don't want it Amazon, then miscellaneous, then website. What you can do is, since it groups them alphabetically, or since it sorts them either A to Z or 1 to infinity, what you can do is edit the grouping and then put a number in front of the name. So let's say we want to do Amazon at the top, website next, and then miscellaneous last. Well, then we can create it that way, and then it will automatically group them. So now that we have our revenue the way that makes most sense for me, as an example, I'll finish giving the name, channel, reporting, which that seems good. I can give a description, which is optional. I've split up our different revenue channels. And then I can also make this the default income statement. So if you want to run this every single time, maybe you make this the default income statement, and then we'll come to the bottom and click Save. So now that we've saved this, here you see, well, our reporting layout is working great. It's got our revenue, and it's split it up by channel. So Amazon is one, website is the other, and it looks like we didn't have any miscellaneous income. So now you'll see there's a subgrouping. Our total Amazon sales are 7,600, total website sales is 3,000, and then our total revenue is 10,000. So this is a way to just break up your different groupings. So some other options, you might create groupings within cost of sales or in other income and expenses. Maybe you might put advertising, so all your advertising and marketing expenses might go into a section. All your wages and salaries and consulting expense might go in another section, and then you might have just miscellaneous for the rest. So those are your options in terms of reporting layouts, and this is really, really powerful, so be sure to use this and customize it to your business.